Hi, I'm Perry Atkinson, General Manager here at theDove. Hey, check out our other videos and check out our website at thedove.us. Welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson. Well, there's a new movie out, and it's entitled Coffee Shop. So who other than our own Steve Johnson should be on standby to talk to the person involved with Coffee Shop, a gentleman by the name of Dave Johnson. So let's get the Johnsons together to talk about Coffee Shop.
A few weeks ago, we talked with Kevin Sorbo, who's been in a lot of films that you have seen, as well as some upcoming stuff. You start looking at the bios of some of these actors, and I'll tell you, they have finished one project, but they're on several others. And we've got a guest today who is also a friend of Kevin Sorbo. This is like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but it's Kevin Sorbo this time. Dave Johnson is with us, and he's in Iowa now, but he spends a whole lot of time in Hollywood. Glad to have you with us, Dave.
Great to be with you, and thanks for having me. And I live not very far from Kevin, and we play golf together sometimes. So
I was gonna ask you, how's he doing?
I've been on the road. I've been traveling, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So I haven't seen him in probably a month, but. The last time I talked to him, he was doing well.
Well, that's good. You know, you start looking at some of the things that you're involved in, and if you don't have a great daytimer, I would imagine you have a hard time keeping track of what have I just finished, what project is still in the work, and what do I have to start working on right now. Now, you've been a producer for like, what, 20 years now, right?
Yeah, I started as an actor. I did that for about 8 years, made my living as an actor. Then I started to write, and then the writing exploded. So really, I view myself first and foremost as a writer now. But then because of writing, especially I was doing a lot of movies and TV, a lot of TV, and I became a showrunner, producer, writer. And so did that for a long time. And then I started to direct was the last thing, but I've been doing that now for 10, 15 years as well. So I kind of... It's all that training has sort of set me up for all these different projects that I have going on.
Well, you're really on the fast track. We see about a lot of successful Hollywood actors who want to become directors, and that's like a huge jump for them. It sounds like you've just kind of eased into all of these types of things, doing what a lot of actors would have liked to have done, and yet here you go.
Yeah, it's been a great run. I've been doing this for quite a while, and at very high levels, and I'm very blessed and it's just kind of interesting how it's sort of progressed from one to the next and I kind of feel like every time I'm ready for the next step, something happens. So okay, that's a good thing.
You got a film that's coming up that I want to talk about, but I still want to give a little bit of background. You've worked with Steven Spielberg for the ABC drama High Incident. You've worked with, I'm trying to look here and see what house haven't you worked with? Disney, Paramount, Sony, Warner Brothers, DreamWorks, MGM, Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS. Is there any one that you haven't worked for yet that isn't a major Hollywood studio?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Well, that's pretty good. So you've got the card to get into all of these things. You also executive produced October Baby that was out last year, I think it was, right?
Yeah, about a year and a half ago now, and then also Mom's Night Out, which was out this year.
Oh, I didn't know you were involved in that. Well, it's okay. It's hard to keep up with all of that type of thing. All right, let me. I want to give a preview of this. It's kind of a trailer. It's really a sneak preview of this movie that's coming up on Up TV, and it includes Kevin Sorbo, John Lovitz. It's great to see him. I mean, so many of us remember him from Saturday Night Live and then what he's done since then, and also Laura Vandervoort from Smallville and others. This is called Coffee Shop, and it is on Up TV coming up this weekend. Let's get a preview.
Those of us in the world of dating are warriors, competing on an often brutal battlefield.
I'll take the steak. Bloody.
This time last year, I had the perfect boyfriend. Handsome, successful, attentive, every girl's dream. But that was then. And this is now. She keeps dating these losers. If you love me, you would help me help her.
Hey, how'd opening night go? The play tanked worse than the last one. They hated it.
No, hate is such a strong word. They loathed it.
This is quite the pep talk.
I know you've got another one in there.
What if I don't?
Why don't you just come down here for a while? Get out and sit.
But there is one thing that keeps even us wounded warriors in the battle. Hope. But there really is a perfect someone out there for everyone.
What's a guy like you doing in a town like this? Oh, wait, let me guess. Research for your next big hit. Investment banking's just my day job. I'm a playwright, too. Is that right? We should do lunch.
I will have a cup of tea.
So you have something against coffee?
Something's going around.
Want to dance?
Sure. So what are you gonna do? There's nothing to do. He left and I stayed. That's it.
If that was it, why is he writing you a message saying he needs to see you?
Patrick.
Did you see her face? It's definitely still there.
Isn't it beautiful?
Breathtaking.
Last year, we made the biggest mistake of our lives, and this is our chance to fix it.
Just because things aren't going the way you planned doesn't mean they aren't going the way they should.
If there's anything that's going to make you feel better right now, it's in that coffee shop.
Laura Vandervoort, Corey M. Grant, Rachel Hendricks, Jason Berkey, with John Lovitz and Kevin Sorbo. The world premiere movie, Coffee Shop. Love is brewing. Only on Uplifting Entertainment.
This is the perfect choice.
Well, that is coming up this Sunday. You know, I see a whole lot of things in there that probably you may have had an influence in. A writer who has a dry spell. It sounds like something a writer could end up having. I like that one line in there. No. They didn't hate it. They loathed it. I mean, I like those kind of lines. The only thing is I didn't see Morgan Freeman in there. What's up with that? Isn't he supposed to be in just about every film like this?
This was the one we could, he was too booked, we couldn't get him.
He was doing Dolphin 2 or something, I guess, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, Dave, I want to ask you, this obviously, it's kind of got a chick flick feel to it. It's got a relationship thing. It's got what happens when life doesn't quite go the way you want and you think I'm going to go into a downward spiral and all the rest. I mean, this is kind of a family-friendly type movie. Wouldn't you put it in that category, perhaps?
Yeah, it's there's nothing objectionable for the family, but we really set out, we wanted to make a romantic comedy. We wanted to make a movie for
you have guests. Are they moving your furniture out? Is it?
Yeah, they're telling me I have to leave now. No, well, I'm good.
If it's Spielberg, bring him in and sit him down, okay? But that's okay. Keep going.
Okay. And so we wanted to make a movie that was, for adults, for romantic, for women particularly. I mean, it was really for women and Christian women particularly. Now, what I've really been surprised at is how much men love it. They really do. And we knew the women would love it, but men like it too. And it's a romantic comedy, got touching, heartfelt moments, uplifting. A lot of that kind of dialogue that you were talking about is throughout. I've seen it now with about 1,500 people in a bunch of different screenings. We did a theatrical run in Alabama. And, huge laughs all the way through, lots of tears, but happy tears, good tears. It's not a sad movie. It's uplifting. And huge response and applause and standing ovations and things at the end. So we're very, very happy with how it turned out. And the cast, as you saw, is just really appealing. Now, and two of them you didn't mention was Rachel Hendricks and Jason Berkey. And they play a couple in this. And they were the two leads of October Baby and played kind of a boyfriend-girlfriend in that. So that was really fun.
Oh, I gotcha. So was this something that you had a direct hand in getting some of these actors and actresses you have worked with in the past? Is this your overall vision of what you wanted to see happen?
Exactly. This was a script that was written by Teresa Preston, and then John Irwin came in and worked with her. And so when it came to me, it was sort of in a rough shape. And so Teresa and I started to work on the script, and they co-wrote October Baby. And so we started to work on the script, and I just loved it. And then when we got done, John and Andy Irwin were working on the middle of Mom's Night Out, so they couldn't do it. And they said, Dave, you should direct this. You love this. You get this. And I said, I'd love to direct this. This is exactly the kind of movie I want to direct. It takes a bunch for me to sort of get to direct, because it means it's all consuming and you got to travel and there's a lot of things going on. Where writing, it's a little easier. But I said, this one I want to do. So we went down the list of, who was in it. We always knew, in fact, when they wrote it, it was really for Rachel Hendricks to play Becky, the sister of Laura Vandervoort. I knew Kevin, so I went to him personally and said, hey, I got a role. I think it'd be a lot of fun for you. So he said yes. Laura Vandervoort, I had known. She had done a couple of my shows. I had some success with a bunch of TV shows, Doc, Sue Thomas, FBI, some of your people know. And she's from Toronto, and we shot those in Toronto. And so she had done both of those shows 10 years ago. Since then, she's done V and Smallville and a bunch of other big stuff. And so I just thought she'd be perfect for this. And I was thrilled when she said yes. And then Jason Berkey was sort of the last. We said, could we pair Jason up with Rachel again? Would that be a good thing, or would people not like that from October Baby? But I'm so glad we did, because they had such great chemistry, and they're very different in this movie than they were in the others. They're very funny. It's a funny movie that women for sure really love, but men really do too, and that's kind of surprised me.
I just want to mention to our viewers and listeners, we're talking to Dave Johnson, the director and producer of Coffee Shop, that is airing this Sunday. I have a question for you. We're seeing the lack of influence of the Alphabet Network, ABC, CBS, NBC, cable, and some are going direct, of course, to video. A lot of productions not even hitting the theaters, not even going to any of the channels that way. So we've got a diverse style, I guess you'd say, trends, where we've got like Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, Underworld, Dracula. Well, you got that dark element. Then we have the family-friendly side that seems to also have a lot of an audience. Where are we now? Is family-friendly movies, are they drawing a lot of people as viewers this time? Are we in that kind of a trend, do you think?
Yeah, they always work. I mean, you go back in time, if you do them well, they've always worked. There's never been a case where they don't. Now, what happens is oftentimes people don't respect those movies, and so they just say, well, this doesn't offend anybody, so we'll put it out as a family-friendly movie. And you go, that's not what it's about. This has to inspire, it has to entertain, it has to, make people laugh, cry, care. And if you do it well, they work. And there's not that many outlets who want it or who are asking for it. Everybody's sort of saying, oh, we want to push the dark envelope as far as we can. And you go, well, that's great, that's fine, it's your network, you can do whatever you want to. But, we got a lot of that, and there's not as much of the positive in the stuff. And so when a network like Up came along, Up TV, I love those guys, and if your viewers don't know them, they should check them out, because they really want to do this stuff. I mean, Up stands for uplifting, and they want uplifting, entertaining, good time. Again, that doesn't mean you can't have feelings, and it can't be deep. It can. But it means that you're going to, at the end of the movie, you're going to feel better than you did at the beginning of the movie. And for me, that's what it's about. All
right, Dave, we could talk so much more. I find it fascinating, kind of the inner workings of what goes on to make movies like this and what the trends are. We'll have to let it go at that. Coffee Shop, Sunday, during the evening. You can check it out. Dave Johnson, director, producer of a whole lot of stuff, including Coffee Shop. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, thanks for having me. And they can go to uptv.com and see behind the scenes and previews and things if they want. And I think they'll enjoy it.
All right. When you see Kevin, tell him we said hi, okay?
I will for sure. He's a good guy.
Well, there you go. I just don't understand the connection between Johnson's and coffee. Must be a big deal. All right. Stick around. We got some great guests coming up next here on Focus Today.